Hello everyone and welcome back. Just a very quick video this week on an update on the MR2. Unfortunately, the last few weeks I've not been able to upload anything because I've just been full of cold. You might still hear it in my voice now, so I'm still not 100%. However, what I have been doing is still trying to crack on and get this thing finished. So the last video on the MR2 was me painting off the final few pieces and saying this is it, this is the last bit I'm going to be painting. Well, I was wrong because as I was sanding down the front or the bonnet, I actually ended up rubbing through to the last layer of paint and it was leaving this halo mark and there was no way I was going to get rid of it. So I had to sand it all down and paint it again, which after I did that, I ruined the front bumper. So I had to paint that again. So the front bumper and the bonnet I've had to repaint, and I've kind of done the first pass with my 2000 grit, or actually in some places I ended up having to go all the way down with 800 because I'm a terrible painter, not going to lie. There was loads of little bits and pieces that I wasn't happy with, so I had to really just like take that top layer off quite thick. So what I've done is gone over it with 800, then I went over it with 1500, polished that up, then I went over some of it with 2000 and polished that up, and just to see where I am with, you know, the finish. So I've kind of done that on the front bumper and on the bonnet, and it still needs plenty of work. There's still plenty of scratch marks up here and along this side of the bonnet here. However, as you can see, it's actually coming together pretty nicely now. I can kind of see the light at the end of the tunnel, although I did think that before having to repaint the bonnet again, so I'm not holding that much hope. However, I have now completely run out of this paint, so I'm really hoping that that is the last time I'm about to repaint anything, because I really don't want to have to buy another load of paint just to do like the odd bit here or there. So I'll just take you around the quick car now and show you like where we're up to, but other than the front bonnet and the bumper, we're pretty much back together and polished up. So let me show you around. So as I was saying, you can still see that there's loads of fine scratches and stuff on the bumper, same with on the bonnet. Again, up here in particular, I had to really flatten this back with some 800 grit up here because there was loads of little imperfections, and I think there was a run up here. So as you can see, there's still some quite harsh sanding marks there, which obviously I will get out. However, like the front wing and all this side down here is pretty much polished up and absolutely fine. So there's also some bits on the roof that I need to redo. This, I don't know how, but there's some overspray, even though I had this car completely covered in that sheet material like I have done that. So again, it's just going to be a case of just going over with some 2000 or 3000 grit sandpaper, polishing that up. That side is absolutely fine. Again, there are some light scratches that I'd like to get out. Then we go to the boot and the bonnet, or everything on the back end here is pretty much polished up and looking fantastic, which I'm really happy about because this is the first time that I've actually been able to bolt all these bits and pieces back together. So again, the finish is pretty nice. We have some very slight overspray on a few bits and pieces, but again, I would like to go over this again and do a final polish before I take it outside and see the end result anyway. I am waiting on some bits, especially this section here, because the top brake light is actually held on with some like 90-degree brackets, which I have misplaced. So I'm just waiting for some of them to arrive, then I can give this a polish, bolt all this on, and that is the whole back end pretty much back together. I've put the rear lights back in, bumpers on, rear number plates in, so again the back end is pretty much complete other than that top bracket there. And again, this side is absolutely lovely, polished out really nice, really well. So again, there's not a lot to do on this side. Door handles are back in. Everything's pretty much back together on this side. I've even put the rub strips back in place. There's a few that I need to just sand out and polish up. There's a bit of overspray or something on that edge there, which I just need to sand off. So again, like I say, we're close. We really are close. It's just annoying that I've had to repaint the bonnet and the bumper, because if I hadn't had to do that, then I'm pretty sure the bodywork would have been complete. I've also done a few other bits and pieces along the way of putting this car back together, like all the door cards and everything are back on in the car, and I've replaced the membrane with, you know, some actual proper material, so everything is back together in the interior. However, when I was putting the passenger side together, I noticed that it didn't even have a door speaker. So I have bought some door speakers. I've already fitted one on the driver's side. I need to take the door card back off on the passenger side and install that. So again, I've got some lovely JVC units, which are actually components where it's got the separate tweeter and the separate speaker, and I'm replacing the standard tweeters that came with the car with the ones that came with the JVC set. So I've also got some clear headlights to go on, and then we've obviously, after all the bodywork and all that's together, then I've got all the suspension work to do. I want to drop the engine as well because I want to paint that up, clean that up, you know, replace a few bits and pieces. The alternator needs doing, really need to give it a timing belt and water pump kit. So we've still got plenty to do on this car, but I just really want to cross off the bodywork, because after that's done, for me, the mechanical bits are the fun bits. So I can crack on and get them done, and that will start to really come together. I'm actually now give myself a cut-off, and that is going to be September the 3rd, because I'm actually getting married that day, and I would love to use this as the wedding car. So I'm going to give myself 3 months or thereabouts to get this thing done. Wish me luck, stay tuned and see if I can do it. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.